Hi everyone, it's Mish and I'm taking you with me to work. It's been a beautiful day so far and I hope this works in terms of what I'm doing here. So you probably saw the previous video with us at home doing our little shenanigans and stuff like that, and it's such a nice opportunity to have a husband who is willing to do so much. He got my car all warmed up for me. He bring down my stuff, like my bags and all that. It's heavy because I bring my laptop home, so my laptop bag and all that. Anyway, and normally would make my tea, but this morning he couldn't because my teacup is at work. Anyways, it's a beautiful day. As I showed you before, it's even though it's snowing, but it's still a beautiful day. And I drive for like maybe about over an hour depending on the traffic, and today I'm not sure what the traffic is gonna be, but I'm just driving anyway, seeing what it's gonna be like later on. So I just wanted to give a shout out on behalf of Mark and I. We want to show our gratitude to all our new subscribers who have been coming on and watching our little tidbits or little nuggets of motivational videos. Basically, that's what they're called. The motivational videos are inspirations based on things that we enjoy. We love art, which is why you see that. We love to laugh, which is why you see that. I dance. I do performances, which is why you see dance or anything with movements. We wanted to go and do skydiving, but we wanted to do that later on, maybe next year sometime, maybe in the summer. So that's why you see that. The skydiving activities, and my gosh, it's motivating us to even pursue that. And anything that you see us post, those are reflections of who we are, and also things that we enjoy. So we are happy that you're enjoying those videos too. And anything that have to do with action and all that those videos are reflections of who we are and what we like to do. So thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for giving us that extra help with boosting our channel and getting all the subscribers and getting all the comments. And as Mark always say, it's not something that we thought of like years ago. He had a channel before, and so did I, but we just wanted to share who we are and share our journey, and not just our journey as a couple, but our journey on YouTube too, because one of the key thing is to leave a legacy for our descendants. You don't know who can benefit from it in the long run. And yes, we also have the videos and all that with ourselves, having conversations with you and or sharing our lives with you, but it's also to share our life with our descendants as well, right? Yesterday Mark was asking me if my mom, who has Alzheimer's right now, she has been diagnosed since 2016, so it's been 8 years since she has been battling with it, and right now she can't even speak. She's not mobile at all. She's basically just lying there, and my dad is the primary caregiver. We do have other people coming in helping, but sometimes it's not as supportive as we would like it to be. Sometimes they come in and they just do a little help here and there. But for the most part, we appreciate the fact that we do get the help, because we have people come in and give her a bath in the morning, and then we also have people come in and do the feeding, and then changing her diapers and so on. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because yesterday he asked me, do you have any video of your mom talking or anything for us to have a memory of her? And we don't have anything. We don't have anything at all. And this is why that was one of the motivations for us to do this channel, with regards to us sharing, talking, expressing ourselves, being ourselves. We're not fake. We're being exactly who we are. And yes, we're not gonna necessarily hang our dirty laundry on the outside, but if we have issues or whatever, yes, we do. But at the end of the day, we're sharing our real life with you, our journey. So yeah, so that's one of the motivations for us to do this video, or these videos, and this channel. And we just want to thank you so much for joining in, as I said, subscribing. This is really a wonderful experience, a wonderful journey so far, and we didn't really think it was gonna escalate to this point, but we are so grateful that we have the support that we've been having. Somebody just went through the red light, literally went through the red light. That's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, so we just want to share that. And I'll also encourage others to share their their videos, not necessarily to audience just as we are doing it, but just to have collection of that online somewhere, where in the future your descendants can see you and can know who you were, and can have that memory, because really life is so short, and you don't know when your life is going to be taken away. Case in point, I just came back from Jamaica, as you all know, and my sister who was only married for 15 years, her husband lasted for only 50 years. His dad died early too, and now he's gone. And one of the good thing is they had videos of him online. He was a teacher at church, and very comical guy, very funny. So and he expressed himself in a real way. He wasn't bashful in sharing who he is or expressing himself, so and sometimes I go back online and look back at presentations that he did online, and I had to smile here and there. And I'm so glad I have that. I don't have to rely on my sister to go and see what she has in her archive to say, okay, do you have anything from your husband when he was alive? Do you have anything where you can go back and have those memories? No, she and it's not because they purposely did it, because nobody knew he was going to go away, nobody knew he was going to die. But the good thing is they had that available, and so now even his son can have those memories, can go back and say, that was my dad. He was very funny, he was very real, he spoke his mind. And I can have that as a memory of my dad. So yeah, so that's one of our motivations. And we just want to make people happy. And I know the world is so sad. There's so many things that are there that people could be sad about, and I tend to think that if we can make other people happy, other people smile, other people feel like there's hope, as we say in our intro video, we just want us to share our story, and even for others to know that there's life even at 50, because we're 50 plus, right? I'm 53 and my husband is almost 53. I'm older. And you know, it's really a pleasure to be able to have this kind of journey, you know, together. You know, and life can give second chances, third chances, and so on. And don't limit yourself just because you don't have everything together right now. And say you probably went through some situations like I did. Don't limit yourself thinking that that's the end of the road for you. Just know that you can still enjoy your life. And even as Christians, sometimes people think when you're a Christian you have to live a boring life. No. You know, there's no such thing as a boring life. If you live a wholesome life, you can do so many things. You can find things to be fun with, or be happy with, or just to enjoy yourselves. You know, it doesn't have to be dirty, you know, as long as it's clean, and as long as it's encouraging someone else too, because our lives are not just our own. And we have to also remember that everything we do, we affect people. And if we affect people positively, then we're starting a trend. I do mentorship, right? And yes, last night I was part of a mentorship group of women, and we were talking about peace, right? And we were actually reading this book by Priscilla Shire. It's called Fervent Prayer. And in that book, oh my gosh, that book, I recommend it to anybody who wants to hear a real life, you could say, like, not religious story, but it's like hearing from a Christian point of view, like what life really is, you know. And she was an actress, or she has been given the opportunity to be an actress. So some people may say, well, oh, if you're a Christian, you can't be this, you can't be that. That's not true. And she enjoyed her life. She enjoyed doing motivational speaking and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I liked about it is how she ended the book. And we were talking about peace. And, you know, we were talking about how we don't get along, and, you know, in terms of as ladies, as men, as people in general, we fight a lot, we war a lot, we don't forgive each other, we do all these things. And people are watching us, and we don't realize that the way we interact with each other, we're actually sharing that this is how others should interact. And one of the things, you know, there's a song that says, let peace begin with me, right? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. I remember as a child I sang that song, and, you know, it resonated with me. And yesterday I was bringing it up, and I said, you know, if each person start with themselves, then you never know, you can escalate that globally. But I think we're so full of ourselves sometimes that we lose sight of why we're here. You know, why are we here as people? What are our purposes? And we war, we fight, we do all these things, you know, tear each other down, and all these negative things. And I don't know, like for me, I try my best not to be negative, and my husband too. We're very similar in that regard. We are very positive set of people, and also we are very happy set of people as well. And we like to help people. That's one of the things we have in common. If we see someone struggling, we try to help them out, and it could be not just helping in terms of how we're doing it, even on our channel, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're helping and sharing our lives, and showing people that, you know, even though you're at this age, you can still do things to motivate people, motivate others. And when I say helping, we help people physically, in a tangible way, whether it's a word of encouragement, or even financially. If we have the wherewithal, we do it, we help. And that's one of the things I like about my husband, you know, that he and I are on the same page with regards to how we see life and how we want to help people. So, and as you can see, he takes very good care of me. He's always trying to help me, and that also motivates me to do the same, right? On the weekend, when I came back from Jamaica, I had all these dirty laundry Speaking of dirty laundry. And he washed all my clothes. And then he cooked the meal for us, as you can see in the previous video how he was showing you. He actually does this every week. He takes out the food, he cooks, and then we do, it's called meal prep obviously, and then we put it away in the fridge, and we use it throughout the week. So we don't really have to cook every day, which is very good for me and very good for him too, because he goes on the road to work. Then you know, he always needs to have that food, so that he can, you know, he doesn't have to buy food on the road, because I mean it gets expensive buying on the road all the time. So you know, it's really awesome that we have the same mindset, and we also eat for the most part the same things. He loves to eat a lot of meat because he works out. One of the things he always says to me, you know, he needs to eat a lot of protein, and I've kind of come alongside him in that regard. I never used to eat a lot of steak and stuff like that, but now I'm beginning to do that. Eat more steak and more, you know, meat. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, I must say, because I love vegetables. I love vegetables and I love fruits, and I try to include that in my diet every day. So, but you know, when we eat like the steak and stuff, I always have to eat like say like broccoli and cauliflower and carrots and all that, and it works well together because it's easy for me to digest once I put it together. So so he knows that's how I eat, so he tries to prepare the food, and he, like I said, he takes care of me, and I'm so grateful to have a person like that in my life, you know, where I don't feel like I'm alone doing things all by myself. He does, you know, take care of me. And even today, he went outside, he warmed up my car, he you know, put the ice melter down to make sure that I'm safe, so that when I'm walking outside I'm not slipping or sliding. And yeah, so, and that's his nature. He loves to help. And when he goes to the gym, oh my goodness, he likes to help people there too. Sometimes people are saying, oh yeah, I saw you helping someone else, and can you help me? And he's not looking for anything in return, he just wants to help. And sometimes I'm thinking to myself, why are you going to be helping these people, and sometimes they're saying to you they don't want your help, and and that doesn't discourage him, he still does it. I'm like, wow, you're such a, you know, you're something else. I really love his demeanor and how he is. And you know, some people don't really get to know him on that level, because they see him and sometimes he has this face, you know, like you know, as I said, he has a cop face. He looks like a policeman, and that was one of the things he wanted to do. He wanted to become a cop at one point, so he actually have the demeanor for that, because sometimes he's very strict and very you know, staunched in how, you know, his demeanor as well. So if someone is looking at him, they probably would not think he's funny or he's playful. You know, like this morning he was tickling me and I was making a lot of noise, and he just continues because he likes to hear me laugh or scream. But anyway, and that's how we are. We act as kids sometimes. But what I'm saying is, you know, helping people and being there for each other, and doing all these videos so we can help other people out there. We're just being real. We're just sharing who we are and sharing everything in a natural way. And you know, I hope that, you know, when you guys watch, you guys are taking nuggets from it and learning from it, and just be peaceful, and just know that, you know, just because war is in the background doesn't mean you can't have peace. It doesn't mean you can't have love. It doesn't mean you can't have joy or happiness or whatever. And you know, find happiness in the little things. Sometimes we're so concerned about what this person is doing or that person is, competing against each other. One of the things I try not to do is to compete. Everything I do, or most of the things I do, it's all self-motivation, and also I'm not well, I must say that people inspire me. Yes, I'm not going to say that I'm isolated. people inspire me, and my husband inspires me, my mom inspires me, and my gosh, my mom, she was a very good inspiration, huge inspiration in my life. And it's so sad that, you know, I can't have her the way I would have liked to hear her speak. And let me tell you, when I was a kid, I had no clue about life. I was such a nonchalant child. I was a happy-go-lucky child, and I still am to some extent, because I don't take life so seriously. And somebody said to me when I was in Jamaica, my sister's husband's brother, he said, you don't act like your age. And it doesn't mean that I'm immature. He said, you don't act old. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, you know how some people, you know, they're old or they're in their 50s, but they act that way? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, well, you're so calm and you're so peaceful, and it's like you just welcome people in your presence. And I'm like, wow, thank you for that compliment, because that's how I think in my mind. And you know how the saying says, as a man thinks, so is he? That's exactly what I think. I think that the way we think is how we're projecting ourselves, and people are actually experiencing us based on what we think. So if I'm angry and act a certain way because you know, I don't like certain things in my life and whatever, or even little things happen and I'm all showing, you know, resentment all the time and wearing a long face and carrying on, people are gonna see that, because it's what's on the inside is gonna come out, right? And sorry for my long video, but I'm taking you guys with me. This is how long it takes to get to work. Anyways, and you know, I'm happy that people are actually seeing the inside coming outside, because one, out of the bowels of the inside, that's what we say. So if you want to know what people are thinking, listen to what they say. And if you want to know what how people are feeling, you'll see it on their faces. You'll see how they're acting, responding, their demeanor, all of that. So what's on the inside must come out, right? It's just like if you have a pimple and you try to burst it, whatever is on the inside must come out. So I'm sorry I had to use that analogy, but it's true. So, you know, I was grateful that my brother-in-law, which is my sister's husband who died, his brother, he was saying, you're so calm and you're so welcoming and you're so easygoing and stuff. And I said, thank you for that. And that's what I want. I don't want people to feel like they cannot come into my space or like get away from me. I don't want people to feel that, you know. I want people to feel welcome. I want people to feel like I can help them and feel like, you know, they can be in my presence and so on. And you know, there's a saying once, I remember I heard this, like, we all have this little imaginary circle around us, right? And we can decide if we want people within that space or not. And some people, they put that wall up and it's kind of like, okay, do you want people in it or out of it? And so based on their demeanor, you can tell that, sorry, don't come past this space. This is personal space. I don't want you past this point. And I'm not like that. As a matter of fact, I never think that I ever had a barrier. And to be honest, if I had that barrier, that kind of demeanor, I don't think my husband and I would get along. Because especially as a spouse, when you put up that barrier, you also put it up against your spouse too. I don't know if people notice that. Like, you don't welcome anybody in and you're like, oh, this is my personal space, and it causes that friction. And even if something goes wrong and, you know, it's like you can't get over that hump. For me, I hate when I have issues that are brewing, and I hate when things happen and I can't get along, or, you know, there's some sort of, you know, problem that has not been resolved. I hate it so much. It's like I can't wait to get over that hump. I can't sleep, I can't eat. It's like I just don't do well. So I'm glad that that's how I am. So I just always try to break my barriers down. And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be my kids, it could be my husband, it could be my colleagues, my friends, anybody who I come in contact with. I hate having that barrier that push people out and not being welcoming. So anybody who knows me know me like that, and I always feel like people feel comfortable coming into my space. So when he said that, I was feeling very good about it, that I'm not, you know, pushing people off or pushing people away. So I hope I'm helping, you know, someone in terms of what I'm saying. And there's so many things that you can learn from what we're saying, learn from what we're doing, learn from our experiences. And I hope you're watching our videos. And I know we have a lot of videos on there, but like I said, we don't want to hold back anything. We want to share everything as much as possible. And like I said, when we came on, we didn't even know what we were doing. We just came on and we just said, you know, we're just going to do this. And here we are. I would say maybe, because the first video we posted was April 2024. And so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's been 8 months. And we don't have any regrets as to what we have done so far. And thank God, you know, yes, we do have people who said they didn't like, thumbs down, they didn't like the video. I'm not sure why, but that's okay. Everybody has their own preferences. You know, you can't please everybody. And one of the things that we try not to do is to react to negative comments or anything like that. And I wouldn't even necessarily even block people if they want to leave. Let people just be real with themselves. And one of the things, you know, I must say, because I did say this in one of our videos, that one of the things I appreciate is when people speak their mind, speak the truth, speak their real story. Be real, because at the end of the day, that's how we get to know each other. If you're putting up this wall and you're not being yourself, whatever it is that you have to say it, because then people will know who you really are. But if you hold back, you don't say anything, you know, you just kind of isolate yourself and just, you know, keep your comments to yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be tactful, but at the same time, I respect people's honest opinion. I respect people's truth. I mean, when I say truth, I mean truth from your own experience. Because, you know, there's a truth, but that's another story. And some people will say, oh, everybody has their own truth. I think your truth is based on your experience, because nobody can have your experience. So once you experience something, that's the truth of who you are and what you've experienced. Okay? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is we do appreciate the comments, and we don't want to bash anybody or say, oh, why are you saying this or whatever, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own perspective, their own opinions. And recently I was doing this presentation. Well, I wasn't doing a presentation. My brother was doing a presentation, and I was responding to what he was saying. And what you know, sometimes when someone is talking, then you have certain thoughts in your mind. Everybody can hear the same thing, like go to a presentation, hear the same information, and walk out of that presentation and hear something totally different. Or once they hear the information, they respond differently. Because I learned a long time ago that listening is really how you act out what you hear. So when you say, oh, I'm listening, it's not necessarily just hearing. You're actually acting out what you heard. And sometimes the person who is speaking, which is, as they call this, the purpose of communication. If when you're speaking or communicating with someone, if the listener is not understanding the speaker, maybe it's because the speaker is not clear in what they're saying. So communication is successful when the speaker speaks and the listener or the hearer hear what the speaker have said and also react to it the way in which the speaker intended for the listener to do that. Similarly, if the speaker speaks and the listener didn't understand and went and probably act out or respond the incorrect way, it's not necessarily the speaker's fault, but maybe the listener has an issue in interpreting information correctly. So it's both sides. Sometimes the speaker is not speaking properly or clearly, or sometimes the listener is not interpreting or listening properly. So unfortunately that happens. And the fact that I'm sharing this is, I hope that while I speak, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my husband, that you're interpreting the information correctly and you're not misunderstanding what we're about or what we say. And this is not just for this video, but also all the videos that we have been doing. I hope you understand the message. I hope you understand the information and you're not misunderstanding what we're saying. And if you do, you can always ask for clarification, because that's another thing. Active listening requires response. And if you don't understand, then you ask. One of the things people may not like about me is that I ask a lot of questions. And the reason why I ask a lot of questions is because if the speaker is speaking and it's not clear, or if it's ambiguous, I need to understand what they're saying. So I ask questions to reduce misunderstanding or misinterpretation. And if the speaker speaks and clarify themselves, I would regurgitate what I've understood from what they say, and then they can confirm and verify whether I understood what they have said. So that's kind of how I operate. And sometimes people say, but that's a stupid question. There's never a stupid question. And even when you go to school and you're in a class and the teacher is speaking, and sometimes teachers are so rude, and then they'll say, oh, that's a stupid question. A question will never be stupid if you don't understand. Because what is the point of the speaker speaking and you don't understand and you walk away with the wrong information? Who is going to benefit? Nobody's benefiting, because the speaker is not clear and the listener is not understanding. So I believe, and this is just my perspective, that it's important for listeners to understand, and so that they can act and have the right response to what they're hearing. And yeah, so that's kind of my little thoughts on that. And again, thank you so much for being on this journey with us, and for those who started and continue to support us. Thank you so much. The initial subscribers and the new subscribers, thank you so much. In the last few days, we have really escalated our subscribers, and we are so grateful that you are joining us and you're willing to hear what we have to say and see what we have to do and enjoy the ride with us. And we are so thankful for that. And it's a cold day. The road is very, it's not, I would say the snow is falling a little bit here and there, but it's not falling and accumulating. It's just like it's falling, but then the road gets wet, just like rain or dew. One time I was saying something about dew. Oh, it's dewing. And somebody said, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dewing, D-E-W-I-N-G. And they did not know what I was talking about. Old English, or maybe because in your 50s, obviously, you might have been schooled differently from persons who are schooled now and they're in their 20s, 30s, whatever, right? So I remember those words based on what I was taught when I was a young kid in school. And I don't think people are doing as much language exercises as they did before. I remember I had to learn and recite words that are synonyms, words that are similes, and all that, and antonyms. I remember those. And now I don't think people really do that as much. They don't even know what, and I'm sure some people don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so dewing is like raining, and but it's not excessive rain. it's just like little droplets, and or it's very similar to like a mist. So when it says it's dewing, you know, you can actually visualize immediately without any need for clarification or further clarification that it's rain that is not heavy, and it's just mild. And even people will say it's spitting. Spitting means it's little droplets, but they're not consistent, and it's sporadic. So those are other little terminologies used, but you don't usually hear the meteorologists saying that on the TV when they're sharing the weather forecast. You're not gonna. I mean, I'm not sure if some people say it. If they say it's spitting, I'm not sure, and I don't think people are gonna say doing either. So if you never heard that before, then you learn that today. My little weather forecast report. Yeah, so I'm almost there, and still taking you with me. And one day we promise we're gonna go live. Sometimes the reason why you might, I'm actually thinking of doing this solo sometimes, because my husband, he's always gone to work during the weekdays. On the weekends we're so busy, so unless we're doing anything like a big activity, like we go on our excursions, sometimes we go riding, but now it's winter, we can't ride. We go on our car like rides, but we're not going to be doing that as much because we don't really have much to do in the winter. So yeah, so what we're doing, we're just going to be sharing our day-to-day experiences, and if we can do that on the weekend, and we're just gonna, you know, probably do like a day in the life of Mission Mark, maybe stuff like that. This morning we shared a morning in the life of Mission Mark, and every morning is not going to be the same. This morning was just a different morning, because we're very spontaneous and we do random things, because that's who we are. And that's what I like about Mark. You know, he is so random, and so am I. I am very impulsive and random as well, but I think he's more random than me. Even in his speech, he's more random than me. I am not random like that. Sometimes I have to think about what I'm going to do next. Like, say in the morning, before I get up, I actually visualize what I'm wearing, how I'm going to wear my hair, and all that. And by the way, guys, you probably noticed I don't wear makeup, really, just some lip gloss. I try not to, and maybe a little bit of like, I put lip gloss on first, and then I put a little color just to accentuate my lips a little bit, and that's it. And I know some people say, oh, what are you wearing, Sephora or this and that? No, just some little dollar store lip gloss. Or sorry, I bought this at Walmart. So this is True Matte. It's not overpowering, and I try not to you know, because I have full lips, so I try not to make it too full. And I just comb my brows. I have a little comb that I use. I know my husband said, what kind of comb is that? But this is it. I use that, and I comb my brows, and then in the morning I wash my face, and I use scrubbing exfoliating scrubbers. I scrub my face. Oh, there's some cops on the road watching people for when they're gonna do like speeding. Wow. That is so impressive. Thank God I'm not speeding. Anyways, and after I wash my face, I exfoliate my face, then I put on a Pond's cream on my face. And some people say, oh my gosh, you don't have any pimples or anything. I get pimples sometimes, but that's when I eat certain things. Like if I eat sweets, when I say sweets, like very high sugar stuff. For example, if I eat things that are high in cholesterol, like peanut butter, or if I have things with oily stuff. I don't like fried foods. If I eat fried foods, then I tend to get pimples on my face, and I don't want that. So yeah, I try to monitor what I eat, and that's why I like to eat natural foods, which is more fruits and vegetables, because that's only one ingredient, and that's kind of what we try to do as a couple. We eat foods that have one ingredient. So I'm here now, so that's all I have for you guys today, and I hope you enjoy the ride with me on the journey. Okay, ciao, love you. Mwah.